So we're at the farm today. This is about 3 weeks after mow, about a week or so after spraying. You can see the chicory and clover's doing fantastic. Brought some helpers today. Our watering hole is going down a little bit. See if we got some critters in there. Looks good. So, you remember what we're doing today?
What?
Do you remember what we're doing today? What are we doing?
Building a mowing?
What you got in your pockets there? Banana, or are you just happy to see me?
Building like a higher barn. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that's right. Why are we doing that? Do you know why? Yeah. And how old are you right now? And in New York State, you can start deer hunting when you're how old?
12.
Yeah. Do you have your license, or have you passed your hunter safety course yet?
No.
No.
I'm working on it.
Are you though?
Yes.
How far have you gotten? Okay, so we've got here 2 boxes, a bag of stuff,
Oh yeah.
and we're gonna build the Millennium buck hut. And we're most likely not gonna get it done today. We're gonna see how much we can get done with the help of an 11, almost 12-year-old. And how old are you, Luke?
7.
7. Now, if you're wondering, New York State says you cannot legally hunt out of an elevated platform if you are a junior hunter. However, if you're not hunting, you can go along with somebody else who's hunting, or just be in a platform. There are no rules about being in a platform. So chalk that up to one of the rules that New York State has that makes a whole lot of sense. So regardless of that, we're gonna put this up because even though all those persimmons are dead, we got a nice scrape right here. 10 years from now, we're gonna have some oak trees over there.
These are
We're
dead.
obviously in the middle of a food plot. We've got some chestnuts going great over there. We've got a watering hole right there. Off in that narrow sliver there, some pears. For reference, that's probably 70 yards, I'm gonna say. So these are all bow shots in the food plot, obviously, and then peaches, and off in the distance where we'll have our fall plot, which will be totally reachable by rifle. So didn't take him long to get the snacks, even though we've done 0 work so far, right? Okay, so we're unboxing. Here's the 2 boxes. This is not going to be a assembly video. There's some guys that did a really good job out there on YouTube, though, if you want to watch kind of a time lapse. All sorts of poles, bag of hardware and instructions, a couple platforms. We got 2 ladder sections here, and this is the floor. And I believe I took the tarp or the cover, put that somewhere already. So we'll get going here. How's it going?
Good.
You having fun?
Yes.
You haven't been saying that you're having fun. Oh, another piece of hardware down. So we are an hour and 46 minutes into this. We've got the base, cross members, and legs put together. Now, the instructions say do steps 1 through 10 at home if you can, which you probably should have, but we aren't doing anything this Saturday anyhow besides this, so it's been busy during the week with football, so we probably wouldn't have had a chance. So we are on step 7. We're going to put the ladder together, so making good progress. So far it's been okay. I've only had 2 pieces that have given me a little bit of struggle. Just use the drill, not to bore them out, but just to thread those bolts through. A little annoyed that these are Allen keys. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but those will strip pretty easily, and it's just another tool in the whole kit to put together. But we're making steady progress with helpers, making little kits of bolts and things like that. So yeah, we're gonna take a little break here. We're gonna include that in the assembly time, and we'll keep going. Sound good? Look how excited he is. One eye's always closed too, we're not sure why.
Stop.
All right, so we are 4 hours and 20 minutes in. A good 45 minutes or so. It's completely my fault. Instructions are pretty good, but you really got to read all of them. So, believe it or not, these are different. These cross beams are different in each end, and how you assemble them on both ends and the middle. And on the end is very important. You need the holes without as much distance to be a closest to each end. So we had to troubleshoot and redo that. Also, this entire section is made with the what they call socket screws or whatever, and only one washer. So when I started losing spots or started losing parts, I realized that I had used the wrong hardware for that. So they're exact same length, just a different head, and only one washer instead of two. So those are my screw ups so far. Just adding time to it, but we're getting close. All right, as you can see, it's dark, but I cleaned up and came back in. So I'm gonna try to fit this in my truck tomorrow. I just said screw it. Let's see how much I can get done. This honestly was pretty straightforward. As soon as I started, I did forget to put these in. Only got two in, screwed in here before I recalibrated myself there. So everything's pretty tight and buttoned up. I'll be honest, the way that they talk about the shooting rails is, the diagram, I should say, is a little confusing. You actually look at the diagram on the first page and it makes sense. So I'm assuming I got those in, right? And these are the cam locks, which should be on the inside as well. Again, not super clear, but I think it makes sense. If you want to adjust it, you would want to be able to adjust it from the inside of the hut. So all I have left, and I'd say this whole part, redoing my screw ups, and if I was to do it right the first time, 1 hour, right? I guess if I was doing it again, and knew exactly what I was doing, 45 minutes, right? But taking time to kind of just make sure everything's in the right spot, an hour. So I've cleaned up the whole tailgate here. I've got 4 sections to put on the base, which is still at the honey spot. This will slide over the top. I built the ladder on, and we'll tip it up, and we'll film that tomorrow. So yeah, overall, I'm going to reserve judgment here, but there's some things that I think could be cleared out. Again, mostly it's hot out. It's almost 90 degrees. You're probably in the woods or in a field. Doing this in flip-flops and shorts in my driveway without losing stuff is super easy, and I got quicker access to tools. I did bring, all the right tools with me, but a couple different things that could have made it a little quicker. Not that bad. But again, the instructions, you can make fun of me, don't really care. What bugs me is that just the difference between the socket head and just the regular bolts. So again, small thing, but it's not super clear in every spot where to use them, unless you're reading the text. And I'm kind of looking / reading, so shame on me, yeah, but I think Millennium could just probably 45 minutes or an hour's worth of work. Just include a couple images right in the corner of their instructions, like a lot of instructions do. Not even showing the size, right, but just showing you the type of head of the nut, of the bolt that you're using. So, end rant, see you tomorrow. All right, day 2. It's 90 degrees, hot, sunny. If you're curious what the roof looks like in the back of a quad crew cab, truck, it fits, but we put a couple of ratchet straps. We're only going about 5 miles down the road. Not going to get over 50, but if you did want to pile the whole thing in your truck, you definitely would have to do it with the tailgate down. So, off we go. All right, how are we?
Good.
What has this been, about 30 minutes maybe?
Probably.
Get the roof and everything attached. Had to replace, swap out some socket heads.
20 minutes probably.
We got hot babes helping us out.
AKA your wife.
All right, AKA my wife.
Yeah.
And have you been of help?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I've been told
All right, moment of truth, right? We're gonna lift this up.
And
All right, so she's up. She's crooked. We gotta make an adjustment on that back leg, but, and we didn't put the floor or the cover on. We'll do that another day when we get closer to the season. But if we adjust that back leg on the left, my left here, there, right, that should flatten it out pretty nice.
he's recording this thing. I don't care.
What do you think?
Cool.
So this is what it looks like up here. We got peaches. You can see the dead grass over there is our fall food plot. So if you don't have a shooting lane, we'll have to take a couple of those peach trees out, which was part of the plan anyhow. We got our oak trees growing over there. We're all surrounded by clover. Over here is where we're growing chestnuts. Our watering hole off in the distance there, we can see our pears. Behind us, some more food plot, but that's it. I'll put a little scrape there for a nice little 7-yard bowstring broadside shot, not the side window.
Dad.
Sweet, right? All right, it's Labor Day weekend, and it's been probably close to a month since we put this up, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna put the cover on. We'll see how long that takes. Hasn't blown over without the cover. Another thing I read in the directions, these are supposed to be at a 45-degree angle, not straight down. So I kind of screwed that up. Again, not too worried about it, but if you watch this, don't try to pound them straight in. Try to do it at a 45.
What? I see you.
So, we got all the cover on. I think that was maybe half hour. Pretty straightforward.
Probably. I'm tired.
Nice little floor here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be this way or the other way, but this side's softer. Get a little view. Get a little approach trail. There's the peaches. Fall food plot over there. Things growing in. Got stuff over here. Some pears, watering hole. Shoot out back. Chair. I got to take a video of the outside, so that's what she looks like from the back. Sun right in the eyes. There's the front. We just took some shots out of there for practice. I will say the roof was a little tight getting that on. There's a little gap at the bottom here. I think I just need to maybe come back with a step ladder and cinch that down a little bit. You can see it's kind of resting on those nuts and or those bolt heads. So should be easy enough to get rid of that. Nice and toasty in there right now in the summertime. Obviously that's not ideal, but in the winter that'll be nice. So this one's pretty tight. I'm not sure I'll be able to pull that all the way down, but I'm not too worried about it.